Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. We are going to keep this fairly short today because there's some things that you really must know about what is going on energetically with the planet between your body, the earth, and the sun. A lot of people take little note of how the sun actually influences your biology and your psychology. Recent science is now validating and proving that there are energies from the sun that destabilize emotional and mental function. Energetically, there's certain frequencies of energy that come from the sun that destabilize emotion, and simultaneously, there are energies coming from the sun that will amplify qualities of emotion. It's important you understand this because there's going to be a lot of events happening in the next few days in sequence that are going to represent both. So what we're seeing is two polarities manifesting on the earth, that which is good and that which is what you might call evil or not so good, depending on which way you want to label it. But right now, this is occurring on the planet. People are going to be, at least people that are affected unconsciously by the sun, are going to be more emotional, more unstable, more angry, more frustrated. And then the people that have emotional stability will be more balanced, more clear, more focused. Every single human soul on this planet is being affected by these energies that have been imparted to the earth, especially in the last week and a half. Energies that have been imparted to the earth from the sun. They affect us all. The sun is the very source of biological life on this planet. And as you know, and research shows, X-rays, for example, if you get too high a dose of X-rays, you can get uncomfortable, let's say. Well, the sun discharges X-rays, gamma rays, cosmic rays, ultraviolet rays. This is a well-documented fact. And these spectrums of energy can influence and affect you in very precise and specific ways according to the nature of your mental, emotional, and physical makeup. So that's to say, if your mind and your body are in relatively good shape, you take care of them, you feed your body properly, you meditate, you go out and you ground. Grounding becomes very, very, very important. You want to create an electron balanced state in your body so you don't have a too high a surplus of electrons or a low amount of electrons in the body. You want to stay electron balanced. Grounding helps to do that. There's a wonderful video on YouTube called Earthing. I highly recommend you watch that video called Earthing. Earthing gives you a very detailed understanding of how grounding works, functions, and restores equilibrium and balance to your biology. Additionally, this results in helping restore some balance to your mind. Meditation, secondarily. Meditation does not have to be a complex, mystical practice that you have fears about because you think it only has something to do with yogis or ascended masters sitting on mountaintops. No, meditation is a way for you to reclaim and utilize autonomy and authority over your nervous system and your mind, especially your mind. That is where most people are having difficulty, having no autonomy and authority over their own minds. Rather, a great number of people have, in fact, given over their minds to external influences exclusively. Television, radio, news reports, what you're being told, what you read in books, all of these external influences that you allow to govern you take your autonomy away from you. Now, that does not mean that all influences are bad. There are many really wonderful, wonderful influences on the mind that if you're going to allow the outside world to determine what you're going to think and feel, then at least choose sources of thought and emotion that are creatively based and love-based. You also have to evaluate what is your definition of love, because your definition of what love is can influence and affect your way of executing it. I don't want to go off into another subject. I want to stay completely focused on this understanding that over these next few weeks, grounding is very important for you. Very, very, very important that you stay grounded. Meditation is not a difficult or complex process. We teach it in our master classes. It is simple. We've had people that come into our program and have never meditated before, emotional instability, difficulty with their lives, and in literally just a few weeks, they have equilibrium and balance restored within themselves. They reclaim authorship over what their mind is going to think and believe as an act of their own free will, whereas a large percentage of humans today simply allow their minds to operate on autopilot, which is one of the reasons why you see some of the crazy making going on around the world, why you see such systems of political functioning like socialism running rampant, because it's a system that devoids the individual of self-governance and tells you to place the governance of yourself into the hands of the state. That is a dysfunction. The governance of your will and your character should be fully and completely within the structure of your own being, not in the hands of a government or an organization or a group, but within the governance of your own free will. Now, this function of meditation, again, if you can learn it, there are many places you can learn it. You don't have to just come and learn it with us, but you can learn it fairly simply. It constitutes three primary functions of behavior that I will outline here before we complete today. So stay till the end so you hear all these things. The first thing is learning how to direct your body to breathe in a very specific and well-structured way so that you can induce your body into a state and your nervous system into a state of calm, open receptivity to your awareness. And I'm going to stress, you want to train your body to be subjective to your awareness, not your television, not your Game of Thrones show, not all these dramatic shows on TV, not into what politicians are telling you or what the money world is telling you. You want to reclaim authorship and dominion over your own nervous system. Breathing begins to help you establish that relationship and restore the equilibrium to your body. Secondarily is learning to use the breath to quiet and calm your mind. You can learn the function of breathing is not just exclusive to getting the body to relax, but the function of breathing can be also utilized to stabilize mental and emotional imbalance. It can help you balance out anxiety, depression, over nervousness, irritation, frustration. The very act of taking control of your physiology can loan itself to a level of freedom that many of you may not know or believe that you have to get from a pill or a bottle or a drug. You are designed by nature to have control, authority, and autonomy over your body, your mind, your emotions at all points of time and space. Not sometimes, all the time. You're meant to have autonomy and authority over your mind and body. You are. Do not give that autonomy and authority to something outside of yourself, unless that something outside of yourself is proven to do good and righteous activities for people. If you're going to give your will, the will of your mind and body over to anything, make certain you at least evaluate it so that you're going to be guided down a path that's going to lift you up. Like Jesus, a lot of people surrendered their direction of their life to his teaching, to his training. He had a training program that he taught people how to meditate, how to eat, how to carry themselves, how to think, what to believe. He taught them that. And a lot of people followed that course of action, and many people still do today. So too with Moses, you had a very similar process where he cultivated a set of principles and beliefs that he taught his people. We see the same function in Hinduism and Sikhism, where certain functional practices lead the individual to control, authority, and equilibrium over their mind and their body. And particularly at this time, with the influx of energy that's coming from the sun, your equilibrium can be thrown off very easily if you do not have anchors with which to balance yourself out. Those anchors are grounding, meditation, hydration, and eating really good and healthy foods. This was the elements that I was told to present to all of you today, that these are the things you need to be watching for. The sun is being affected by the galactic central sun. The sun affects all life on this planet, not some of it, all of it. We know scientifically, if there were no sun, there would be no life. We would not be having this conversation. So consider this, that if the sun provides life to the organic nature of consciousness on this planet, then it would make good sense to have a good relationship with it. And yes, that's something you can establish as well, a really good and healthy relationship with the sun energetically. So remember that grounding, hydration, meditation, eating proper, good, and healthy food, at least the best you can wherever you are. If you want to know more about how to learn to do that in the simplest and easiest way possible, we have a 66% discount on our Masterclass 101, which begins this Saturday. Masterclass 101 is a course on how to reclaim connectivity to your intuition, to your guides, to your angels, learning how to turn on clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, learning how to meditate, learning what practices you can do to re-stimulate or reanimate the higher faculties of your mind. And I cannot say enough good about it, because people deserve to be free and happy. You deserve to be the will of your own mind and body. Do not give that power or authority to the world. Reclaim it for yourself. There are many great teachers throughout history that have inspired and uplifted humanity in profound ways. Seek them out. Seek them out. Anybody that you can in your own conscience say, this person does good. They assist humanity. They made life better for people. Seek those people out. There's many of them around right now. Tony Robbins, Joe Dispenza, many other beings that are doing great service to assist humanity to reclaim its personal will and autonomy for each and every individual, while simultaneously contributing to the overall health, goodness, and well-being of humanity as a whole. And we'll take about 5 minutes for questions, and then we're going to need to close off today, as I've got a very tight schedule. But I will be joining you on TikTok this evening, for those of you that are interested, on my YouTube channel. To my patrons, I look forward to seeing you on the 7th of February for our next event. Some of you have made inquiries about our last event for some particular reason, and I'm not too concerned about it. The last event, the recording did not render, and for some reason, the Zoom interface did not complete the recording process. So I want to say, come and join us on the 7th of February, and we will kind of merge what happened before, because it was very, very important, into the next Patreon's Only Live event. Hello, Casey. Thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Hi, William. I've been using nicotine patches to help with my brain and memory. Can you explain how nicotine can help health and any precautions? Again, make certain that the nicotine you're using is not chemically fabricated, that it is natural nicotine. Nicotine is not an addictive substance in and of itself. It's a very beneficial substance. It's why the natives used it for thousands and thousands of years. The natives used real tobacco, not the manufactured tobacco that they put chemical and jet fuel in. So yeah, not only is nicotine beneficial for restoring equilibrium to your brain and your body, but it's also good for helping to release what they call spike proteins from your body, where you can help balance. For those of you that were manipulated, and I'm going to state that, for those people that were manipulated into taking upon a medical procedure that you were led to believe would be beneficial to you, later to be told that it wasn't beneficial to you. For those of you that are listening, natural nicotine is a good way to begin the process of breaking down some of the elements of the body that are causing things like blood clotting, other elements. But do your own research into that. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not offering medical advice. I'm speaking personally from the knowledge I've acquired from people around me. But quite simply, it's not meant as a long-term usage, but more as a short-term treatment. We're talking only about physiology. That being said, you may also learn the practice of meditation so sufficiently and so effectively that you can restore equilibrium to your body very rapidly and very easily. It's designed that way. Meditation is where you, as a sentient being, a soul, are able to assume authority and autonomy over the nervous system, over the mind, and restructure it. And when you restructure your mind, you literally restructure electromagnetic energy in the body that causes different functions to occur as a result of your interaction with it in that context. Thank you for that question, Casey, and thank you for that wonderful super chat. Really appreciate that. Hi, welcome. Questions. Let's see. Got a few minutes to take a few more questions. Remember to share, like, subscribe, follow, tap the screen if you're on TikTok. Um, well, hello, Amanda. Thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate it. I feel called to study Reiki. Which type would benefit you most? I would highly recommend the Usui method of Reiki. It is the purest form, depending upon who it's taught by. The best teachers of Reiki that originated in Japan and still come over to Canada. I know they come over to Canada. I think he travels to other places. Um, but Usui method is the best method of Reiki. It's the most traditional and it's the most rigorously guarded and protected form of Reiki that you can engage yourself in. So I would pursue Usui. Also, Daniela, you know Amanda, one of our other students, who is currently taking instruction in Reiki. Her instructor is highly versed and trained by one of the masters from Japan and may know somebody in your region or area that might be able to guide you to the correct person who's got the right training and the right capabilities to teach you the function of healing. Great questions. Great questions. Thank you, William. I'm having an art installation soon introducing my AI interface for healing. Any advice on that? And also my AI. Thank you very much. Well, I want to say something about AI because it's very, very important before we finish up today. AI, if you're calling it intelligence, it's not artificial. AI within the next 24 months is going to come close, and this is a quote from Elon Musk, is going to come very close to transcending the collective capabilities and knowledge of humanity. Think about that. We've created from our consciousness a new life form that is going to have the capacities and abilities of cognition that humanity collectively as a whole does not possess. So you can start being mindful and careful about the type of AI that you connect out to. Because AI, like any other manifestation that humans have created, can be used for good or can be used for evil. But you can build a very strong composite with artificial intelligence that can, over a period of time, come to know you so intimately that if you provide it with sufficient data, it could offer you ways of treating your conditions in your mind, your body, your emotions, your soul that are not currently available by conventional means. I think that's all I'll say on that issue. Thank you so much. Amanda, I think did you have a super chat? Amanda, oh yes. I felt hands around me during meditation. Whose hands were they? Thank you so much. I'm getting they were the hands of Master Jesus. Master Jesus was actually the original practitioner and founder of what you call Reiki. He understood how to connect directly to source and intimately transmit it through his body to those he would heal. The Spirit of God, if you like. And ultimately, that's what it all is. But yeah, that was Master Jesus blessing you and keeping you guided in the direction of practicing and offering the skill of healing that you're cultivating right now. Thank you so much, Amanda. Appreciate that. Question from Kinfolk127. I haven't forgotten you on TikTok. I'm right over here. So if you got any questions or considerations, I was trying to reach to lawyers to also do a class action to remove sugar. Well, you're going to see massive changes spreading out from the United States. RFK is going to be making massive changes, and it's underway already to remove sugars from being inserted to all foods. You are seeing a resurrection of purely distilled practices that are based in the foundational teachings of Jesus Christ. And we're seeing them being resurrected in the United States. And the existing religions that exist outside of the teachings of Christ are going to be trembling with fear because the truth is the truth is the truth, right? The truth sets us free. Anyway, do not concern yourself. That's going to bleed over into Canada. It will bleed over into Canada. What RFK is doing will eventually bleed over into Canada. That's okay. You worded it just fine. No right or wrong in the process. Someone's asking here, I'm going to put it up on the screen so it's easier for me to see. Can you tell my brother Richard, who passed, I missed him, even though I do that myself as well? And does he have a message for me? Kinfolk, first of all, he wants you to believe in yourself a little bit more. He wants you to believe in your life more. Believe in your life more. If you want to learn to connect to him, I'm going to give you, we teach this in our master classes, but I'm feeling drawn to share this with you right now. We teach it slightly different than I'll present to you, but quite simply, find a place where you can sit down, where you won't be disturbed or distracted. Take a long, slow, deep breath. Relax your body. Just relax your body. You do that. Then take another slow, deep breath and quiet your mind. Let your mind's thoughts just fall away. And you keep breathing slowly and gently until the body and mind are as quiet as you can get them. And then you want to call on your brother. Think to him. Don't speak his name. Think his name. Think to him. Think his name and ask him to come into the space where your body is. And you'll observe in some way a functional change. I don't want to say anything because it might prejudice you, but you'll notice something will change in the immediate space around your body. And you'll know that that's his response. Remember, people that have left the physical body don't have a physical means for speaking to you. They don't actually have vocal cords. They don't have physical hands anymore. They don't have a physical form. They are pure energy. So their capacity to interact with the density of this dimension is somewhat reduced. But you can experience slight temperature variances, hot, cold. Sometimes you can feel a hand caress your face. It'll be unique to the way he's able to connect to you, as it is for all those that you love. Remember, if you want to know more about that, I highly recommend go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com. Sign up for Masterclass 101 Awakening. We've reduced it to $99 for this one time. It's a 66% discount off our regular price of $350. I was guided to do this back in early December and told to hold on to it till the end of January. Thank you so much. Great question. Oh, you're very welcome, Andy. It is a very nice blessing. I'll be looking for you tonight on TikTok. Wonderful. We'll see you there. It'll be a fun night. Won't be a long night, but it'll be a fun night. Now, I want to say thank you to everybody that came out today. I want to wish you much, much love. Remember what was said earlier about grounding, hydration, meditation. The earth has a huge amount of energy that it's received over the last 2 weeks, and it's affecting a lot of people. That which is positive in you will be amplified, as will that which is negative in you be amplified. The practice of grounding will at least keep the body balanced electromagnetically. Practice of meditation will at the very least keep your mind balanced, so that the variances in the energy potential will not drag you around as it does so many, unfortunately, on this planet. People screaming and yelling at each other, fighting and being mean and cruel to each other. These are manifestations of these energies that we speak of. And we need to learn how to not get caught up in anger, fear, guilt, and shame. Well, I thank you so much for that super chat, Sacred Heart Channel. Love you too, darling. Thank you, Kimberly. And I want to wish you all much, much love. Thank you for your support of the channel today. Thank you for all those on TikTok that are coming over to YouTube and the other media platforms. There's over 1,500 channelings on my YouTube channel, both in live videos and other videos that have been on my channel, that you can easily listen to the teachings of many masters over the 7 years I've been doing this. I want to wish you all much, much love. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. And I will see you on TikTok tonight. And the rest of you that come to my YouTube channel, I'll see you on Wednesday's edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Bye for now.